some it might be normal to it's not all that happened was that what happened in Abuja was addressed from different line of thought.
Okay, thank you, Gurexy.
Okay.
Just let me
Look,
hold
it is in human nature. Sorry, can I quickly say something?
Hold on,
Look,
Chelsea.
it is in. Hold on. Let me say something. I've not
Let me
said a
say
lot.
this to Gurexy, please, before he leaves. Sorry,
It's not
Chelsea.
going anywhere.
Gurexy, you made mention that Lagata was not Abuja 100%. But this is what I want to let you know, and the other people listening to us now. Lagata was not in Abuja. Yinka Ade was in that gathering. Yinka Ade, she's the one that called Lagata and informed Lagata. But my point is this, even though if Yinka Ade behave like a young woman, and Lagata, you should be able to behave like an adult man. You shouldn't have brought it to your own platform. That is the blame that I'm giving to Lagata. Thank you very much.
Okay, can I say something now? Look, it is in the human nature to exaggerate things, especially when you feel intimidated and if you have a little bit of jealousy as well. Of course, things will be blown out of proportion. I am Yinka. I believe from her explanation, she said she was very excited, and because she was not warned not to have, go and share it with other people that are seeking for justice. So she was too excited. That was the reason why she shared it with Lagata. And then unfortunately it got blown out of proportion. And I'm sure she must have learned by now because of the way the whole thing now gets to turn to a big saga. And then Gurexy also came into the saga as well because he was talking about how they went to hard Faji and had fun.
Don't let us go back to the
and
past.
all that.
Okay, that's
Hello,
enough.
I never narrated
I don't
anything
want
to
us to always
anybody.
go back to anything.
I never said anything against or for anybody. I never did. All I
But
was
you
doing was to
narrated the
defend
situation.
myself.
No,
I
Yes.
was defending myself also.
Please, let's stop. You people, at times I always think we are dealing with primary school people.
It's enough.
When you drop a matter, let the matter to be. Let's go to the next. Let's do something constructive. I beg you. Let it be this now.
Exactly.
On the inquest, I don't think anything disappointing really happened.
What
It
did
was
Baba
just
do when Darosha was lying?
Baba was just seated. You see, when you are talking about a lot of things, that is why I said a lot of people might think they are fighting for justice. But do we know what we are fighting for? What we went to the court to do, it was just a mere coroner inquest. And what's the duty of the coroner inquest? Establish what killed Mohbad. If anything you are saying is outside what killed Mohbad, it's not in the business of coroner inquest. Any question or anything you are going to say, what killed Mohbad? If after Mohbad is dead, one ya jeni o, one sun jeni o, one damole ni o, coroner inquest is not interested in that. If it gets to a criminal court, that should be our aim. How do we convince this court that the case must be transferred, must be charged to criminal court, which is the higher court? That should be our focus, not what Darosha said about what after Mohbad had died.
Are you sure, or how are you sure we are going to get to the higher court if the magistrate?
That is because we are being distracted. If we are not distracted, let us keep looking for evidences. Who killed Mohbad? How did he die? Substantive evidence that is either eyewitness or evidences that are physical. That's what we should be looking at, not what they say, what they said. They are mere distraction until it gets to higher court. That is when we can open those can of worms.
This
is what happened after he died.
Oga
But
Gurexy,
you
the
know,
way
the
things,
blame for
this, the
the
way,
diversion and the division and the digression, and you know the one there. Go ahead,
I,
man.
I
Still
know
with
you.
us.
I know you will say something. Well, let me. I'm just being. I'm trying to be as mature as some individuals.
that's one. Jesus.
TSM, go
Okay,
ahead.
Mr. Gurexy, the way things are going right now, do you think we will still be able to find any evidence?
Well,
Because it's been a year.
I'm very optimistic because the investigation keeps on going, as in keep enlarging. The scope of investigation is not is getting bigger and bigger by the day. If we join our hands together, fight in one direction, and we hit hard at the direction we are going, I'm sure we will get convincing evidence before the corona magistrate. It's just the
Yeah.
corona that we have problem with for now. For now, no
Because
matter
the
what they
reason
say, no
why,
matter what they do, no matter that is not eating on who killed Mohbad, how did Mohbad died. We are wasting time. At the
yeah,
end of the day,
because
Ask you a
the corona
question.
might rule on something
Mr.
else.
Let
Gurexy,
me ask you a
Yes, ma'am.
question. Do you think all justice fighter can come together, or what can you do, or what can be done? I mean, so that all this you
It's very possible if we all bury our ego. There is nothing that is not possible. If we all bury our ego is the main problem that is affecting all of us. I know more than this person. I know more than this
Let me
person.
tell you
I know more than
something.
this person.
I think
Ego
you are
is their
wrong.
problem,
I think
including
you are
you.
wrong.
Okay.
Mr. Gurexy, when you came up just now, you were condemning, to my own opinion, that person that was just at the inquest for the first time.
Yes, because
Hold
it
on,
just
sir.
came there
Hold on,
as
sir.
it,
Hold on,
okay.
sir.
Okay.
If and when you are ready to bring all of us together, you will not start with such a statement.
Okay, can I tell you that? Can I tell you that?
Go ahead.
You see, when you try to pick out a wrong in somebody, it's not that you are casting the person. You are telling the person that the approach you have brought out or you have brought into that particular place is wrong. I only pick that the negative narrative and the wrong narrative that person is giving should not be entertained. I have never condemned or criticized the person, but the approach is wrong. How will you just come to the inquest? How will you
It's
just come
very
to the inquest
difficult
for
to
the
tell
first time?
somebody, do not entertain this. If I'm hurting, you cannot
Eh,
say, oh,
eh,
don't listen to
hello,
her. Don't listen
hello,
to
see you.
her.
So sale,
Hello, see
sale.
you. You call it ist.
Lady
You
Aries,
call
Can
you're
you
it
not even
ist.
allow
letting
It
other
has
other
gone
people
more
people
to
than
talk?
talk.
being a
Only
gist.
you are asking the
Thank you.
question.
Yeah, my
Let
sorrow.
other people
Me,
to
I'm
talk.
going to
Or
mute.
you drop and go.
Me too. You know, Lady Aries,
Can
like,
I do one very quick, because I've been
okay.
listening, but I want for the benefit of everybody, especially that Gurexy is here, without sort of like looking for rights or wrong. And we all know that we're on this course for justice. We also know that there is a bit of beef between African television and Mr. Joseph Aloba. I'm gonna try and align this very, very well so that you can choose which path you want to go. So we believe the public have funded this whole process up to this point, and we also believe that we may have public lawyers and we may actually have Mr. Aloba's lawyer at the same time as people would have contributed into GoFundMe access account, but Wema account obviously is Baba's personal account. Now, in your own humble opinion and the way you kind of have duly come to enjoy this platform with us, Baba's action to, I don't know what it is, but you probably can actually enlighten us whether it's a petition or whether it's a lawsuit. But should Baba himself have done what he did, either is using justice to fight justice or is using his personal vendetta to fight personal vendetta, which money is he now using to take bring African television to account? Which money? And at the end of the day, Is this going to be the last that we're going to see of this? Or is Baba going to just get irate and get upset? And there is actually a line of people that he's still going to petition in this process. If he has a fear of God in him, that's my own personal opinion. Should he not embrace? I was the one that engaged with you to say, reach out to Mr. Aloba. Let's find a platform. Let's find a solemn way of bringing these two guys together and iron this out and let it be. Where are you on all this? And you have the opportunity. I think everybody should give you 5 minutes without interjection to choose the way you want to go about answering the question. Thank you.
Well, though I may say the intervention was late, but one thing I will say is anything money in this justice for Mohbad, I have tried as much as possible to close my eyes towards whatever happens with public contribution. Though if they are going to give account of how money is being expended, I think and I'm sure I will not be called to order on that. And from my own liberal and layman angle of being petitioned or whatever, well, I think it's at Baba's or his lawyer advice or whatever that thing happened. And I want to say that, well, you know, sometimes you put some caution to something. Even if matter will be resolved later, you first of all step down certain step. You step down some move, then probably if reconciliation is going to come up, well, people can reconcile. I don't rule out, and I will never rule out all of us working together, having a common front and fighting the same battle. I don't rule it out. It's just a matter of us sitting together, understanding our differences, understanding our line of thought, and then we move. I'm a peaceful person. I love seeing everybody together because we all have different ideas, different thoughts, and different things. Why not let us come together, bring up our ideas to the table. Let us play the card and see if we are not going to win.
All right. Is there anyone else engaging, asking any question for clarity?
So will the legal fees that Baba use now to serve African TV, how is he going to pay his legal fees? From Wema Access or GoFundMe? Because these are public donated funds. How is he going to pay the legal fees?
He said he doesn't know anything about money now. He won't be able to answer us.
Oh, so that's an open-ended question? Because Baba has to pay the lawyers who filed that petition or lawsuit against African TV. How will Baba pay? Because he doesn't have any money. The public is bankrolling Baba. So is he going to use public money to fight the public? Because African TV is the public. It's part of the public. I think the public will be interested in that. How is Baba going to pay the lawyers for filing that? Honestly, we need to know. Thank you.
This is a very valid question, and I think Mr. Joseph Aloba should come on his platform as he always done, and he should come and explain, because I think he needs to explain. The lawyers he's using were financed by the public funding. So if he's using the same, and I think the vision of those lawyers is to do justice for Mohbad. So if you want to find someone that he feels he has personal vendetta against, or he feels he's not doing what he wants, he should have used a different legal team to address that. That, for me, I know will have been good. But having said that, Mr. Gurexy, I have just two simple questions for you. And I think you need to, I'm not saying you should answer. I want you to give your opinion, because you are just like every other person. So express your opinion. And what I want to say is this. Number one, lately, I've watched many platforms, and people are beginning to say, it seems on this justice for Mohbad, it is contribution for people's problem that are now being done. Monies are being contributed for what has nothing to demand for justice for Mohbad. And people are beginning to come out. I was on someone's platform and saying, I want to do BBL. I need people to contribute for me. I want to get married. Me too, I want contribution. I want this, I want that. I want contribution. If you people can contribute for this. Do you think this is something we should be seeing on this movement for justice for Mohbad? Number two, they said you just bought Lexus. Please clear the air. They said you used 55 million to buy Lexus. Did you actually buy it so that we can celebrate with you? And we can thank God for his goodness and mercies over your life. Thank you.
Anyway, on the Lexus, it was a car being cheap that they want to sell. I just advertised to sell. At least I sell cars. I make tokens from selling, even if they are not my cars. If I can sell for somebody else, making $1 million or 2 million from sale of car for somebody. If I sell, you don't expect me to sell a 55 million car for somebody and not making like 2 million or 1.5 million. So a car is for sale. Anybody that wants to buy, please approach me. It's not a car I bought for myself. It's
Please,
not a car that was used by money to buy.
What year is that Lexus?
The Lexus is 2016.
Okay. Because someone is looking for 2020. Thank you very much.
If you want 2020, I can get it. So
now,
should we talk
the other question. Yes, it's chairman. Chairman said if it's 2020.
Okay, I have 22. I have another 2020.
All right. So let's go to the first question about
the first
contribution.
question.
What is your opinion?
About the contribution. That is where we have missed it. We have missed it all ever since. When we try to lose focus from what has brought us together, which is justice for Mohbad, and we now focus on individual challenges and individual problems, same problem that is affecting everybody in every facet of life. Even those who are not in justice for Mohbad face similar problem. So everybody should be able to carry his cross by itself. Nobody should help anybody to carry his cross as long as we are together for a particular cause. As long as we are together for a particular cause. So this cause we are fighting, we should focus on it. Anything that is away from justice for Mohbad, we should not entertain it. And contributing for somebody who want to do naming, who want to do burial, is not part of justice that I can say. I might be wrong, but I don't think it's right and appropriate for us to now bring the second, let me say, petty issue to become so important.
Thank you for your opinion. Any other person that want to ask question, please?
I've lost my question because I tried and then I was interjected, so I lost my line of thought.
Hey, please get your line of thought to look for it where it is.
Madam, help us look for it too. Should we keep quiet for 1 minute so that you can find it?
You know,
don't mind that Aries. Aries made you to lose the line of thought. They'll soon drop out for you, don't worry.
Andy, do you have any question? Nathan's mom, Saint One, TSL.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it because when I was talking and I was even angry. I was like, I don't let person talk on this platform, and that was it.
Do you have a question? I think Salzot has a question. Let me bring Salzot.
I have a question for Mr. Gurexy, please.
Yeah, go. Ask question.
So, Mr. Gurexy, what I want to ask you is about this Yomi coming to this justice for Mohbad. What do you think about the cause of him coming to this justice for Mohbad?
Well, I can't judge anybody, but Yomi is doing his best like every other person. It all depends on the judgment we all give to it. But Yomi is doing his best. So let's give Yomi time. If we can get something, we can hold on from his side, because the way he's been speaking and the way he's been acting, it looks as if he's doing something we have not really done. So let's give him time. Don't let us either praise him or condemn him for now. Let's just wait till he give us, at least we see in him what is reliable enough.
Thank you very much for your answer.
Mr. Gurexy, you see, sometimes each time all these suspect weaknesses and you name it, when they come out to speak, and we public, most of the time, we are quick to disregard what they say instead of having to take it to the lawyer and investigate it. Don't you think that is obstruction to justice? Instead of, because like when you came and said what Darosha said, that we should not pay attention to it, don't you think we are actually quick to just throw it, under the carpet? Don't you think it was supposed to be,
Well,
thoroughly
madam, it's
investigated
not
and
it's not that
everybody
we should.
need to be
I don't think
questioned properly?
I'm not saying we should throw what they are saying away, but at this point in time, what we should focus much on, what should interest us on, is not what happened after Mohbad died. What killed Mohbad? How did he die? Should be our main focus. You see,
Yeah.
there will be room
Okay,
for
now
us
you're
to
talking.
address, analyze.
Because he gave some particular time, and that time that he gave, he actually further pushed it into Monday. But
The time is
almost
still,
all of
hold on, the
them,
time is still, what I'm saying is the time is still in scope, is still within the scope of how Mohbad died. But saying that they carry him to bury, to do this, to do that, I beg, those ones are not corona
is
inquest.
aftermath. Yeah, that is aftermath. Corona is not
Aftermath,
even
yeah,
interested in
corona,
that.
as in burying, whatever, it's aftermath. What killed him? Circumstances, at what time? What
Yeah, that
happened
I
at
thought that was the
at that
part you said
period?
we should disregard. That was the reason why I'm asking this question. I thought,
That's the area I said
why
we should
should we?
disregard.
Uh-huh.
1 year, it was being burned. The body was like after he died, they took the body far to the north, far to the south. We shouldn't focus on that. Let us streamline let us conserve our energy and our strength on how and period Mohbad died. He gave us two particular things, and I want to ask everybody here, please, when is the second stage of death? Because what Darusha said is the doctor told him or told them that this boy is dead and is at the second stage of death. But he said, according to him, he said 2 hours ago. I want to know, is it 2 hours second stage of death?
I just let me talk from I'm not a medical person, but from my knowledge perspective, I think they were trying to refer to the stages of motis. There are many stages of motis. Rigor mortis is the third stage. If we can look at the stages of motis, maybe that is what the medical person told him. And we can then look at what are the different stages of motis, even before we get to the rigor mortis, which is the stiffening of the muscles and all that. It has stages. So maybe that was what the person referred. We wouldn't know. But I think to have that, probably we need a medical doctor or someone that is
Medical line.
in the medical line, a pathologist, to tell us those stages, because he said
Second
it.
stage of death.
Yes, he said it as a layman. Now, because I know rigor mortis has about 4 stages of rigor mortis when someone dies, and I think that is what it is. So we need a medical person to help us. That is just my thought, anyways.
And one thing that Russia really make us to understand, since nobody ever, since they've been coming to the inquest, has told us that there was someone else sitting beside Spending. It was Darusha that told us that OG also was in that car. Spending himself said he was carrying Liam. Only him and Liam were sitting at the back. Darusha made us to understand that OG was also sitting beside Spending. that's another thing that the bringing Darusha to court has really exposed to us. And most importantly, he affirmed to us that Mohbad was using 2 phones. But when the police came and requested for a phone for his phones, the wife submitted one. The wife
Yes,
submitted.
yes, Gurexy, you are right. And I think this is something you need to take home. And I believe
Yes.
the legal team should be reading into that. One major thing is this. Look at Darosha's timeline. Compare it with the timeline the widow gave. 2, the widow said she was the one that called Darosha in her CTC. But Darosha said it was not her that called him. Now, Taruta timeline and others are different.
No, Darusha said he called him. Emma Bo, boss, Mohbad didn't come, boss. He said, Darusha said, see why I called him. That, Emma Bo, Mohbad didn't come, boss, Mohbad didn't come, boss.
Thank you.
And he said before he got there,
wait.
maybe he went to meet them at Kuramed.
No. What I'm saying is this. If you read the CTC, Wunmi said when they got to the hospital and she was told that Mohbad is gone, he called Darosha and Blessing. She called Darosha and Blessing. Read the CTC. I'm talking from the CTC. Go and read it again. It was as testimony.
No, as in what Darusha said.
You understand? But what Darosha said was before they even got to the hospital. So if Wunmi in her testimony said she called Darosha after they got to the hospital, and Darosha said before they got to the hospital, and Darosha's timing is different, the lawyers should look at that as well. It is something they need to probe. Because at the end of the day, it's all about information and how the proper investigation has to be done.
Mr. Gurexy,
hold on, bro. You see, there might be some shift in line on that talk. The thing is, one, Darusha said, Wunmi called him, Mohbad didn't converse, Mohbad didn't converse. Exactly the statement he used at the inquest. Converse. Okay. And he said before he could drive down from his house to meet them, he met them at Kuramed. And meeting them at Kuramed, what if you were at Owu? They put wool in the nose and ears of Mohbad. And he asked them what happened. They said they don't know. He now said, let's take him to another hospital. That was the Perez, the hospital Mohbad was using, close to Osapa, London, close to his former house. So he was the one that led them to that place, and that is why. If Wunmi said he called Mohbad, the thing is, Darusha met them at Kuramed. According to them,
so that means
if we don't want to go with the controversy between their narrative,
yes,
he met them at Kuramed.
Gurexy, what I'm trying to say in essence is this: forensic analysis of call logs, conversation needs to be investigated.
Yeah.
So the lawyer should look at it in that.
That's why she refused to put down the second phone.
Mr. Jack, you can go ahead with your questions. Yes, sir. Let me quickly drop you. I want to bring this up.
We don't really need the second phone for analysis. All they have to do is get that number, because you guys are not going to say you don't have that number. You know?
Let me bring K up. Jack, go ahead. Don't bother that anymore because somebody already dropped. Jack, go ahead. Ask your question to Mr. Gurexy respectfully. Thank you. Kilo Shele. Mr. Jack, you can ask your question.
Jack Sparrow, where you dey?
Sorry. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. Aristocrat and Mr. Gurexy. My question is this.
Now, I have to know idea.
Oh, now afternoon. Okay, okay. Good afternoon. Okay. My question is this: is Baba aware that the railings of the staircase in Mohbad's house are broken?
Well, thank you for that question. I've asked Baba like 3 or 4 times. He said he didn't notice if the railing was broken. That he did when he got to that house. He was not even seeing anything. He was not noticing anything. So he couldn't assert whether the railings was in right position or it was damaged. So he couldn't ascertain that.
Okay. My next question is this. My next question is now that people are talking about these railings, has he heard that people are talking about it? Has he taken time to take a look at it and then compare the state it is now or the state it was at the time of Mama Mohbad was talking when Senator and some people went to Mohbad's house and compare it to the state it was when he was there last, when he last visited the place? Has he done that?
Who? Who did you say has done that?
Baba Mohbad.
Done what? Been to that
Has he?
house?
Okay, let me. Do you want me to repeat the
Baba has
question?
never gone to that house.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Whether the question is this: as Baba, we have been talking about these railings. Has he heard about, or has he heard that people are talking about these railings, and has he taken his time to look at the video when Mama Mohbad was talking? When some senator and some people were in Mohbad's house, that Mama Mohbad was talking, has he taken time to look at the railings and see the conditions they were at that point and now compare it to the condition it was when he last visited the house?
I thought he answered that. He said he did not notice. He already answered it.
No,
But
no, no.
Gurexy, when the next time you see Mama Mohbad, can you ask that same question? Can you ask
Supreme Lady,
Mama Mohbad?
Supreme Lady, I'm not even talking about what I'm saying is, he has been going to that house even before the day Mohbad died that they called him. I'm talking about the normal days that he goes there. Were the railings broken
He
or
said
not?
he did not notice anything
Mr.
about
Jack,
the
Mr.
rain.
Jack, hold on, Seal. Hold on, please. Well, I understand your question, but one thing I want us to know, I want to ask you, was the railings displayed? Was railing displayed when the senator went there?
Sorry, stop that, you mute you.
Sorry, can you ask the question now?
Mr. Jack, was he showing in the video the railings?
Yes, clearly showing. That is why I had to take a close look at that.
Well, I don't think Baba has really compared that, and that is more reason why move towards Mama Mohbad. There are a lot of things we need to verify. Please, there are some things we don't need to say. Just please, work is ongoing to try to do whatever that we think is right. Please, let's work together and let's be in one accord.
Okay,
Please.
thank you. Mr. K, go ahead with your
Gure-
question.
Gu- Good morning, or Gurexy, good morning.
Afternoon,
I'm
sir.
just going to differ a little bit.
Afternoon, I dey
Yeah.
here. We don't
Uh,
dey talk now.
yeah, since we
All
all
this because I
are
don't get
trying
party
to
today, but they can still call me.
hold on, my brother. Since all of us are trying to limit the timeline that this guy actually passed away, and Darosha has come to court to tell us that he was called around 11:30. This is an opportunity for us to request for an evidence showing that Darosha was actually called by 11:30. With that being said, the legal team should take advantage of this phone intervention into the whole scenario to approach the court to compel the police to do a forensic search on everybody's phone. Thereby, we could get to know who and what transpire in the process of this guy's demise.
Thank you very much. Exactly. Thank you very much. This thing cannot be done in isolation. We need to come together to do it. We can only why are we echoing? Now we can only do this thing can be successful if we come together and we put pressure on the legal team. It is not only my pressure or two people pressure. Let us come together, lend our voices and put it on the legal team. The legal team has no limited range of work. They can work to any length. But if they don't see what they can work on, if you don't put them on the heels, they may not know or they may not. You see, the lawyers are like, how do I put it? They are like traffic lights. The indicator they show is where they will go. If you show them red, they will stop. No matter how free the road is. But if you give them red, even if there is fire in front, they will keep going. They
Mr.
act on
Gurexy,
instruction. Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Gurexy, would you agree
Yes, sir.
with me that Baba Mohbad engaged the service of this lawyer, and then he gave them when you engage the service of a lawyer, you give them brief. When you give them brief, they can never go outside the scope of the brief you give them. And again, is this: we cannot be the one to be putting pressure on legal team when the employer has not complained about the service. If Baba Mohbad is complaining about how they are handling the case,
No,
would have been a different thing
don't
entirely.
misquote me, please, bro. I am not saying complain. I am saying, you see, I might tell, okay, Baba might see, he has given them the power to take over this case, and they are doing it. And there is a way, there are instructions. Take over this case. Okay, this is what they focus on it. If there is any development, and know one thing, in this Mohbad case, you cannot say what will happen next or what will happen tomorrow. You cannot predict it. New thing will keep coming up. New thing will keep coming up. It's like a germinating plant. You keep seeing new flesh, new leaf, new leaf, new leaf. That is why anytime we notice something that we need them to focus on, we bring it to their attention. Baba might not see everything. People that might be around you might not see everything. Even they are the spectators outside the pitch that see the mistake of the referee, that sees the mistake of a player, in which even the referee is not seeing. That is why everybody must work together to get things done rightly.
Mr. Gurexy, I don't know if I
Police
can.
are saying that they have carried out a preliminary investigation. I want to ask you, Baba and his legal team, have they requested for a copy of the report of this investigation? Do they have it?
That's a legal question in which I know they are working on. All I know is they are working on this case. I can ask them, have you taken custody of the preliminary investigation report? I can't.
Mr. Gurexy,
It's not what I. Yes,
I think you can
Mr.
actually.
Gurexy,
You can ask them that
I
question.
can.
one or
Okay,
two. Let me ask one or two
maybe,
questions, please. If
maybe
you're
by next week. By next week, I'll try to do something on that.
Mr. Gurexy, I don't know if you can listen to me.
I am fully.
Okay, thank you. The problem on ground is
Tap, please.
the Baba and his team
Let me mute.
always rely on the excuse of we are working on something, and or the excuse of it is a legal thing and we believe something is being done. But we know for a fact that there are some damages that when they happen, you cannot reverse them. And there are some things that are obvious that when you do not take actions on those things, it is clear that you are either okay with what is going on at that point, or maybe it just has to be that. Let's put it that way. Let's take, for example, the most common among everything. Let's say we want to allow the issue of the excuses with respect to other matters that you're saying it's within the jurisdiction of the legal team to do what they need to do, or the police. What about the phone? Is the issue of the phone not something that is as simple as ABC when we are looking at a question of investigation into death, that the content of that particular phone was mentioned, and the legal team have not taken step either at the coroner inquest to make application that that phone be brought before the inquest there for any other further investigation that the team from Baba wants to use it to do, unless if maybe they believe that it is of no use entirely. You see, when this whole thing came out, this letter to the Inspector General of Police demanding that the Inspector General of Police should disband the present investigation team, it all came in as an act that was like done to show that an action has been taken, but the result that needs to be gotten from that particular act is not really desired. Because at the inquest, you can apply at the inquest for inspection to be done at the scene of the crime, that is Mohbad's house where he died. There was no need to force the police to go do that, even though it is within their powers to do it. But if you want to start going through the route of compelling them to do it, it is going to take longer time and process. And we are looking at time as a major factor when we are talking about dealing with criminal matters. So if the matter is already before the inquest there, why are they not applying to the inquest, to the judge there, that visit should be executed on the property one, the phone should be brought to, even the what is it called, the exhibits recovered from the house of this boy when he died should be brought before the court. As it stands, the whole process is done there is a process ongoing, and there is a major evidence that is being relied on, and sadly that evidence is non-existent. As it stands, it is just like an imaginary evidence, because even the court have not seen the injection we're talking about. The court have not seen the other items that were recovered from the scene, and the lawyers have not done anything with respect to that. And then we have a situation where a lawyer from the state is trying to prevent a question, suggesting that what should be done with suggesting that what really happened to Mohbad, that is asking Wunmi, what do you think killed Mohbad, your husband? And the lawyer said no, Wunmi is not supposed to say anything with respect to that. That is why the autopsy was conducted. And we all know that the autopsy was intentionally delayed down to the point of having a position that it is inconclusive. And then they are hoping to get that autopsy result come in and serve as documentary evidence to corroborate it. And then we sit on that particular position that the source of the death could not be ascertained at that from the angle of what is it called, the scientific process and all of that. Now things are happening all the time, and Baba is not doing anything about it. People are coming out to say they know something. The legal team from Baba is not taking any step to make sure that these people are brought in properly. if you're not what is it called, if you're not talking to the police, communicating with the police to say we need
Hello,
this person
hello,
to come
hello,
in, and the
hello,
person did not come in, how do you
hello.
intend to go and
Is it a
report these same
question
police
or is it
officers that they
Question
are
is
not doing
becoming
generalization?
anything?
longer. I mean,
I mean,
my
keep it
God.
short, please. Keep it short.
What I'm